Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a journey into the world of recreation. It's a field that, well, it quietly shapes so many lives in really profound ways.
It really does.
And we've gathered some fantastic insights from three uh, very dedicated professionals. They really embody the spirit of this work. So our mission today is to sort of distill their experiences, pull out those powerful insights, and help you understand the unique contributions they bring.
Yeah, it's a great chance to really peel back the layers on recreation, isn't it? And
Yeah.
what's striking, I think, is how different their roles are, but they all share this core belief in human connection.
Exactly.
So this deep dive, it should really highlight all those different facets, individual well-being right through to community bonds. It's clearly more than just a job for them. It feels like a calling.
Absolutely. Calling. So we're going straight to the source today. We're amplifying the voices of Jen McDougall, Shannon Marshall, and Aileen Martin. We'll dig into their philosophies, their proudest moments, what makes recreation essential in their eyes. Ready to get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we begin with Jen McDougall. She's a therapeutic recreation specialist focusing on gerontology at Pineview Terrace in Prince Albert.
Right.
And her definition of recreation, she calls it filling someone's bucket. That immediately tells you it's more than just, activities.
Oh, absolutely. It's about increasing quality of life, making a place feel genuinely home-like.
Yeah, she even mentioned something about arranging for Santa to visit in July, which kind of hints at the creative thinking involved here.
It does. And what's really insightful about Jen's approach is how she focuses on making individual wishes come true.
Hmm.
Things like arranging a drive for someone to see their old home again, or helping someone see a horse one last time. These aren't small things.
No, not at all.
And she talks about connecting with residents who have dementia, comforting them. She calls her empathy her rec superpower. It's this deep intuition she has.
A superpower, I like that.
Yeah. And it connects to her belief that, it's a privilege to grow old, and it's really an honor to care for those who once cared for us.
That's beautifully put. She also shared a really moving story, didn't she? About a trip.
Oh, the beach trip. Yes.
Right, taking a small group to Wascatina Beach in Candle Lake. And she described this grandfather. He just started crying
Yep.
because he never thought he'd see the water again.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually walked him through the sandbars. It just, wow, it brings her dedication to life, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, and it reinforces her core message. Without recreation, there is no reason to thrive.
Right.
Especially in long-term care, it's not just an extra. It provides purpose, a reason to stay involved. It makes a facility a real home and connects people back to the community.
So it's essential.
Completely.
Yeah.
Her advice: embrace the chaos, she says, and always focus on what the residents really want. It's about their interest.
I love that. And
Yeah.
she sums it up so well. Recreation is powerful because
Yeah.
you only live once. Just because you are in long-term care doesn't mean you can't have the best life possible. It just has to be tweaked a bit.
Tweaked a bit. Perfect.
And just for fun, her Rec Rumble song, the one to get everyone moving. Let's Twist Again by Chubby Checker.
Ha! Classic choice. You can picture it.
Totally. Okay, so from that really deep individual impact Jen makes, let's shift gears a bit. We'll look at the broader community scale now with Shannon Marshall.
Okay.
She's the Recreation and Aquatics Manager for the city of Melfort.
Yeah.
And her one-word definition for recreation is powerful: belonging.
Belonging. That says a lot right there.
It does. She sees recreation as the heartbeat of community life. She talks about turning that behind-the-scenes scramble, the chaos,
Art's the planning and logistics.
into front-row community joy, transforming chaos into connection.
And you get the sense she really thrives on that, the fast pace, the constant change in her work.
Seems like it.
But what drives her, I think, is creating something meaningful, something that genuinely brings people together, that makes all the hard work, worth it. She's like an architect of community connection, really.
An architect, that's a good way to put it. And her track record, it backs that up.
Mm-hmm.
So for Melfort's Canada Day celebrations, she stepped in as chair, grew the committee, involved lots of local groups like the fire department, Girl Guides.
Building those bridges.
Exactly. And they had over 800 participants.
Wow.
Then there's summer programs, a 21% jump in the summer playground program participation,
Okay.
and a 25% increase in special community events. The Forever in Motion program for seniors also grew, more participants, more volunteers.
That's great momentum.
And get this, their Step Up walking program. Melfort residents walked over 12,000 laps. That's like 2,300 kilometers.
Goodness. That's serious walking.
Isn't it? And in aquatics, too, over 26,000 guests swimming lessons for nearly 700 kids, successful aquafit, adult swim classes.
And inspiring new instructors too, right?
Yeah. Yes. 5 residents were inspired to actually become instructors themselves.
See, those numbers aren't just stats. They show real strategy, right?
Right.
Identifying needs, building partnerships, creating programs people actually want.
Absolutely.
And it connects back to her belief recreation as the heartbeat of a healthy, connected, and thriving community. It builds bridges, supports well-being, fosters that belonging she mentioned,
Yeah.
creating safe spaces.
Right. And her advice for newcomers in the field is pretty direct.
What's that?
She says, buckle up, stay flexible, stay caffeinated,
Huh.
and always remember the community impact behind all the chaos.
Good, practical advice. It's demanding work.
For sure. Shannon sums it up. Recreation is powerful because it brings people together, creates connection.
Simple but profound.
And her personal superpower. She jokes it's running on little to no sleep and still being able to get Earl and Dunlaw.
I think many people in demanding roles can relate to that one.
Definitely. Okay, so our third amazing professional is Aileen Martin. She's a community consultant with the Prairie Central District for Sport, Culture, and Recreation. Been there since 2017. Works from her farm. She's a coach, volunteer, big community advocate.
Sounds idyllic, working from the farm.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Her word for recreation is togetherness. She likens it to like a pickup game where just showing up for each other is the real win.
That's a lovely image, togetherness. And her favorite part of the job really speaks to that, doesn't it?
It really does. She loves visiting those small town halls, the local museums, the galleries.
Yeah, having coffee and pie.
Exactly. With passionate community members, just seeing people come together to celebrate what matters to them locally.
It does make you wonder, how do you actually nurture that kind of deep local pride and connection today? Her work seems central to that.
Totally. And her drive, it seems fueled by this deep belief in the power of community, the magic that happens when people come together, sharing stories, culture, connection. She says her cup is filled by seeing that joy, that pride, the unity, and especially, she notes, the quiet dedication of volunteers.
Ah, the unsung heroes.
For sure. And her proudest moment really highlights her focus on empowerment.
What was that?
She organized a workshop specifically for young females in sport and ran a session for their parents, too.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, she described this gym just full of girls laughing, learning, supporting each other. It really captures her focus on growth within the community.
That's wonderful. Building confidence, building connections early on. And her advice fits right in with that focus on people.
It does. She says, your biggest skill in communication is listening.
So crucial. You have to understand before you can act, right? Especially in community work.
Precisely. And Aileen's core message kind of ties everything together. Recreation is essential because it brings people together, creating spaces where we connect, belong, and grow.
Connection, belonging, growth. We're hearing those themes again.
Exactly. It's about resilience, community spirit. And she leaves us with this thought. People might forget what you tell them, but they won't forget how you make them feel.
That's powerful. It sticks with you. And it makes perfect sense with her rec superpower.
Right. She calls herself the puzzle master.
Yeah, connecting people, places, ideas, finding those sparks, even though, ironically...
She has no patience for actual puzzles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It shows that strategic, intuitive mind she has for bringing community pieces together.
A great image.
Oh,
And her Rec Rumble song choice.
let me guess. Something upbeat.
You got it. Get the Party Started by Frink.
Perfect for someone bringing people together.
So, wrapping this all up,
Yeah.
when you listen to Jen, Shannon, and Aileen, it's just so clear, isn't it? Recreation is, well, it's much more than just planned activities.
Definitely. It taps into something fundamental, a human need for connection, for purpose.
Yeah. And each of them, in their own way, Jen, with that deep empathy and care, Shannon orchestrating large-scale community belonging, Aileen fostering that grassroots togetherness. They all show the incredible impact this field has,
Yeah.
from the very personal to the whole community.
And the common thread, I think, is that intentional focus on human connection and really enhancing quality of life.
Yeah.
It's about creating spaces where people don't just show up, but where they actually belong and can thrive. It's a good reminder that, real community strength is often built in these everyday moments of engagement.
That's a great point, those everyday moments. So maybe as you go about your week, you could think about how recreation shapes your own life or the community around you. When you see those moments of connection or belonging or just shared fun, maybe recognize the recreation happening there.
Yeah, that doesn't mean to.
Right. And maybe even think about how you might contribute in your own way, to fostering that sense of connection and purpose where you are. Something to mull over.